Welcome to Origin Stories. I'm RD.
I'm Parrot.
We're telling stories behind the digital art revolution.
Each week we interview top artists
and live stream with the community.
Let's go. Today is tomorrow's origin story.
Hey.
What's up? Oh, nice. We already have a comment. CG Dorius, what's up, man?
What's going on? We said Victor Mosquera was coming today, but who knew? It was a different Victor.
I'm the other Victor.
We got 1 out of 2 possible Victors here saying that. It's a Victor party.
Sharambe says, "Yo, fam, what's going on?" Oh, Victor, and we're going to be 2 for 2 soon. Victor says he will be here in 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Very nice.
Snap! I'm dropping everything. This is so exciting.
This isn't. So there have been what? There have been like 2 origin stories where you were kind of behind the scenes, right? Like around. One was Parrot. You were in what hotel was that? Where were you? You were in a hotel.
Oh yeah, there was one where we were in Malibu when we were traveling, and we checked out of the room, and then we went downstairs to like the restaurant lobby area.
Yeah.
Then I was like, "Can I just sit in here and do a business call?" And they said, "Okay." I was like, "Cool." And then it was loud, and it was with Carlos. That was that one.
Yes. Right.
We did the fucker under one at Fewo's house that one time.
Yeah. So Fewo, I feel like you've been part of the history of this for a while, like behind the scenes, taking pictures of Parrot, right? And now you're here.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm here. I'm so excited. I'm nosy. I've been listening to y'all's conversations. And so like it's cool to actually be part of it. And this is a neat setup. I like this a lot.
All right. Look, everyone's charging in today. We got Salinas High CTV. Sup? What's going on? Q Films TV. That's Ant. Hey, hope you're well. Sky Golpe in the house. What's going on? Today, Odious. Hola, amigos. We're rolling.
I'm
So,
up to Victor.
What a sweet shirt, Parrot, that you have on.
Sure.
I am not biased, but I love this shirt a lot. Who made it?
I just found it at Goodwill. I don't know.
It is kind of fun to think back. Like, there will come a day when that is truly a vintage, insanely amazing shirt to have.
Yeah, dude, we were looking on the app Depop this week, which is like the vintage clothing app. It's like Goodwill, but on the internet. And there were like old like Kanye West tour shirts on there that are going for like thousands of dollars and stuff. And I was like, wow, this shirt might be worth something crazy someday.
I believe it.
But well, I think there's only 100 of them, which is crazy.
Is that true? That's crazy. Yeah. Now I'm going back in time, just FOMOing all sorts of FOMO.
Yeah, like I was saying, dude, I feel bad wearing it and like washing it, but
yeah.
Hey, it's a shirt. It's supposed
And shout out to Euphoria's hoodie as well, which I'm in the same boat. Yeah.
I'm so upset I missed that drop. I sent him a million DMs. I was like, hey, I missed it. When's the next drop? And he was like, don't worry. And I was like, oh, bless.
It is a pretty comfortable hoodie, I have to be honest. I think I've worn it like 4 times since I received it not that long ago. So I think it's just going to become like, the every other day hoodie, even in the summertime. Who knows?
Yeah, it's nice. I also have FOMO that I did not get one of those. Every time I see someone wear it, I'm like, oh.
Is that Victor? Victor!
Yeah.
Victor!
Can you guys hear me well?
Yeah.
Let's go. How are you guys?
Good. Did you get a haircut?
I did get it. Dude, okay, so literally one of my friends here, it's like I actually met him through a friend. He just moved to Vancouver and he used to be a barber. So now literally my hair is like every week he's like, yo, let me try something. I'm like, yep, go for it, dude.
Oh my God.
That's what
You look awesome.
Thank you, dude. How are you guys? How are you guys doing?
Good. Doing well.
What are you guys talking about? Dude?
We're talking about setting records. It's 2 for 2 Victor. It's the first ever podcast in live stream in NFT history with double Victor.
Let's go. Dude, the Victor gang always representing, dude.
That's right.
Dude, I'm so jealous, dude. Like, are you guys? Dude, I can't wait to go down to Seattle and like properly hang out with you guys, dude.
Dude, it's gonna be so much fun.
I know, dude. I'm getting my first shot. I think it's next Tuesday. I think it is, and like hopefully I can get the second one soon, so we can like travel like normally. I cannot wait to start like meeting my friends and shit. Yeah, I cannot wait, dude.
Oh, that'll be so tight.
I need to see you.
I know, dude. We need to hang out, man.
Where's it gonna be? Where's gonna be the event? Like Miami, I feel like is the start of something this week. Miami, it feels like a lot of people are heading in from Miami, so that's kind of cool. And then something's gonna come after that. And I know in November, it's the NFT conference, but I feel like something's gonna happen before then.
Dude, I'm so jealous of everybody who's going to Miami. All I see on Twitter is like, who's going to Miami next week? And I'm like, yeah, okay, have fun, dude.
I mean, Victor, you're kind of going to be in Miami.
Yes, true, dude. True. There you go. I want to have something on my behalf there.
That's right. The next best thing.
Yeah, exactly, dude. No, that's sick, man. Honestly, I cannot wait to like finally being able to like, actually, like, dude, go to Seattle, go to New York, meet you guys. Like, I cannot fucking wait.
Where everyone's gonna be traveling everywhere.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, it's about time, and it's been way too long, man. Like, it feels right to do like a reunion right now, dude.
Yeah, there's gonna be like rebound travel.
Oh yeah.
Meanwhile, Fewo and Parrot, we're talking off air a little bit, but like some of the painting sessions that you've been doing are pretty sweet. You want to talk about those at all? Like every time I see the photo of you collaborating with someone different and new in person, it's amazing.
Yeah, every time someone's in Seattle, I'm like, let's paint. It started as just like a fun, silly thing, but then now I'm just like, man, when I'm really old, I can look at all these paintings of friends that came to my house and we painted together. So now, like, anyone who comes to my house, I'm like, yeah, let's paint. Why not? I want to keep this and remember this moment. Even if you don't know how to paint, it's like, who cares? Let's have fun. Let's do cool colors. Let's use a rake and paint on it and paint with the rake, like whatever.
Was that the one with Jaden? I remember there was footage, right? Yeah. That was fun.
Yeah, it's super fun. And I don't paint that much in real life, so it's always like yesterday, just like watching Victor and Corey paint, I was like learned so many tricks.
Man, look at that chat. We got fuck renders in here. What's going on?
Oh no. Okay, this is the end.
The face is in here.
This is the end. That's it, dude. I'm out of here.
Oh man, good energy today. Sharon Bay, I feel the same way. I said it the same time you typed it. Such good energy listening to y'all. I feel the same way. This is a powerhouse group here. J. Pierce Art, what's going on?
What's up there? Watch next time we're in LA, by the way. We live in LA.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
I know. We're gonna come say hi next time, Josh.
Yeah, Mana 3i1. Hello all. What's going on? So Victor Mosquera, how you feeling today?
I'm pretty good, man. I'm excited about artifacts. Dude, I was talking to you earlier, but like, it's crazy to think, like, I feel like this whole process of like, ever since the New York thing happened, like the takeover happened, it's kind of surreal to kind of think about, like, first of all, like thinking about how we met, when we met, and then thinking about the moment where it's like, hey, I have a project, and then just seeing it, like in New York, like the promo is about to happen, and then now that it's happening, it just feels kind of surreal, like it's a very like special moment. Again, like, 'cause I've been doing it with all my friends, like all my friends are there, but also because of like how we met and kind of like the same journey that we've been kind of like, like walking together. So it's pretty special, man. Like it's really awesome to see how everything happened.
Yeah, man. And the clip that we pulled today Dude, from your old Origin Stories interview.
How good are you at those things? Like, you told me, like, oh, I had the perfect thing, and I'm like, okay, I trust you. And then I heard it, and I'm like, how do you find this shit? Like, it's like perfect for like what it is right now. It's like, how do you do this thing?
What's the clip say? I did not see that yet.
Bro, it's just me oozing fucking knowledge, dude.
Yeah, accurate.
No, dude, no. But it's like joke aside, it's like one of those things that I said. I mean, I've been talking to Roger for like again like months now, and like ever since we started talking, kind of like the idea of like having something meaningful, something that represents me as a person, and something that is kind of like tied to legacy. Like it's always on my mind, right? So when you grab those words that we were talking with Roger and then put it in the artifacts context, it's just like it's perfect, you know. It's like one of those things that it just feels right, and like it just works out perfectly the way that it happened, you know.
It was like this cool moment, right, where what I recalled from that and then listening to it, it was like something I didn't expect, because when I recalled is you saying like, I want your interpretation of what my art means to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
That yeah, like I use symbology and I use things that mean to me, but I want to hear what it means to you. But then there was the moment where you kind of broke from that and you're like, but there's this one thing. And when I use like large heads or helmets, it's like the ego, and an ego also offers a form of protection. And like you went in for a second and then you pull back and you're like, but seriously, tell me what it means to you.
Yeah. I feel like again, it's like that's pretty much what I say in the clip. But it's like I love, like my main thing is like I love when people kind of like find their own interpretations of like my work. So it's like there's always something that is like in my head when I do it, and like there's something like an initial spark when I create something. But I feel like the most meaningful kind of like talks that I've had with people that like enjoy my work is people that come to me like in a gallery show, on a music festival, or on whatever, and they're like, "Oh my god, like this piece means so much to me because so and so." Like it's very specific to like each person's life, and that to me, that's where I kind of like I really enjoy it. But it's also like to me that's when the piece is kind of like achieving its goal, right? Like a piece of art is supposed to like spark conversation. It's supposed to make you feel something, so you can kind of like it triggers like thoughts in your brain, right? And then those thoughts are like little like triggers for like a conversation between either me and the viewer, or like two people that enjoy a specific artist's work. They can like talk about it. So when people like find meanings to like my stuff, that's when I'm like, okay, achieve, like goal achieved. Like that's literally what this is supposed to do, right? And then talking more specifically about like the artifacts thing and like why I chose that piece is like what you were saying. Is like I do a bunch of like it's kind of like monolithic like head like pieces in my work, and like that's what they're supposed to mean, like either the ego or it's like some sort of protection that we use, and like it's always changing, it's always adapting, it's always like kind of like a chameleon, kind of is like changing like depending on the circumstances, and it's something that we all carry to kind of like either use for protection, to mask some stuff out, or just to kind of like adapt to different situations. But then at the end of the day, it's just something that is not you. Like it's part of you in a way, but it's not you, right? This is what these kind of like helmets are supposed to mean. And then kind of like bringing it back to like why am I represented this way is because if you see like the head, it's always like the first half of it is if you see my head, like the head right now, the atom is like dividing into like two halves. The first half is like a perfect head, like I mean like a more traditional like face, right? And then the other half, which is the back half, is kind of like hollow, but then it has like kind of like roots growing from it. It could be like a structure growing from it. Like it's more organic in a way, and that's kind of like what I wanted to represent. Is like there's always something that is like your kind of like your natural state, and then there's always in the back of your head that is always like growing, evolving, changing, mutating. So that was kind of like the main idea behind it.
Parrot on the controls over there. Nice.
Yeah, dude, so professional, dude. I feel like I'm on Ellen right now, dude.
Well, I just wanted a visual companion to what you're talking about, man. It's a very
dude, and this one also like going into like more like details. Like this is one of the pieces that when I did it, it was kind of like I don't know. Like I feel like a lot of people talk these days about like like how is traditional media kind of like blending into this medium? How is traditional media kind of like introducing itself into like NFTs? And he's like, I mean, Roger knows this a lot. Like I talked to actually both Parrot and Fewocious about this. I think it's so silly to kind of like pick sides and kind of like talk about art in like, ooh, are you that or are you that? He's like, bro, art is such a rich and beautiful world that why are you trying to divide this thing, and why are you trying to like pick sides, or like, you know what I mean? It's like it's so silly to me. And this is one of those pieces that if you see the background, like this is just like a interesting fact, I guess. Like the background is all painted in wash and airbrush. Like everything is like airbrushed in the background. So it's one of those things that is also like super interesting to me to kind of like blend, again, traditional media with like digital medium. So like the head is fully digital, the background is fully traditional. So it's kind of like those with like one of those pieces that it also means kind of like that bridge between like those two worlds that it shouldn't be there in the first place. But yeah, like that's something like interesting about the piece too.
Very cool, dude. This is super.
Thank you, dude.
I'm gonna try and get me one.
Thank you, dude. Yo, it's crazy. It's so crazy because like this is the first time that I see it on 3D, right? Like when Roger sent me the first time I saw it was in the filter, and I was like, what the fuck is this? That's crazy, man. Yeah, it's awesome. It's really interesting to like see like something 2D translating into something like almost like physical, you know? Like once you get in, like you can get this model into like metaverse or something like that, and then you can actually like see it there. So it's like super interesting to see kind of like all the layers that is there. You know, it's like a 2D image, which is the original. The original has like real life, you know, like traditional like mediums to it, and then you see like the full 3D. It's like a full foot of like a chain, you know? It's like a chain link of like all the states of the piece.
Was it, you know, from our end, I know personally, you know, there's so much pent up like care and emotion that goes into the whole thing, right? And I know that, like, I know Dirk I believe in Dirk so much, and I know Dirk was saying the same thing, and it's like, it's pressure, right? Dirk was saying like, it's pressure. There's incredible art. I mean, he's an artist himself. He's brilliant at his own work, but he feels pressure representing other artists in an incredible manner. And then obviously I also feel a lot of pressure in the same thing. So I'm always curious. It's always like, what do you think? You know, like, how do you like it? Do you like it? You know, you're always like here like this, and then it all eases off once we have a conversation. So, but yeah, man, But you like it, right, Victor? You like it?
Oh no, dude, I love it. And like again, it's one of those things that it's also like super interesting to see. You know, like I have control over like the 2D image, right? And then I have control of like how I designed it, what it means to me, what it's supposed to mean for other people, like all these things. And then it's like kind of like super interesting to see what happens when you give away control. And like, of course, like we talk about it and like we make some adjustments here and there and everything. But like most of it is like, hey, I trust you and I trust the artist who's like bringing this to life in like a 3D object. So it's interesting to see how another artist, again, is part of that conversation between you and the artist, right? It's like he's taking something that I said, which is the piece, and then he's kind of like answering something to me with the model that he's doing. So yeah, it's like a super interesting dynamic for sure. I love it, dude.
Awesome, man. And you know, it's funny just to tie it back, and then we can move past it. But that clip when you talked about the helmet, I'm just sitting there thinking, I'm like, Victor's got a helmet now. Like, there's a helmet there, you know?
Dude,
pretty crazy.
Honestly, I just want to wear this thing, dude. Can I like 3D print it? Dude, you guys, Pharaoh, and I know that you guys have done some 3D printing. Can I 3D print this, dude? Can I wear it, dude?
Oh my god!
Yeah, you can do that. I've seen people print out like Iron Mask helmets and Batman helmets and stuff. So
that's crazy. Yeah, I've seen some pretty like gnarly stuff out there. So like, dude, definitely like it's like 3D again. It's interesting to see how one piece of art can like kind of like translate into different like not mediums, but like kind of like expand on itself. So it's like you see like the 2D image, and then you see the sketch where it was born, and then you see the animation, then you see the 3D object. What if you actually see like the actual sculpture? You know, it's like it's just mind blowing to see how much life one piece can have. You know?
Yeah. How far you can extrapolate that artistic image.
Yeah.
And there's no doubt in my mind too. For you, Victor, like we'll figure it out. Like we'll do something special. We'll do something crazy. We'll get you a helmet. A literal helmet.
I'm not worried, dude. I'm positive on this, dude.
I want there to be like a NFT meetup Halloween party where we can all
Oh my god, dude.
People show up dressed as their CryptoPunks, people dressed as their art. That would be insane.
Yeah.
All right, here's a question for everybody. The craziest NFT event. Like if we were to create an event right here on this live stream with all of our input, how would we want to see that event play out?
Easy. Anything where Fred is not invited. Best party ever. Easy. I'm there. Sign me up, dude.
Oh my goodness.
All right, I think it would have to be good food,
Oh,
I mean, yeah.
a long weekend.
Mhm.
We need digital screens.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere warm, dude. Somewhere warm, dude. Take me
Yeah.
somewhere warm, dude.
Somewhere warm. I'd love a costume party
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
where artists can have some like input to like how everything looks, the decorations and the designs, and
Also, I'm just thinking about anonymity. Like it'd be like the masquerade balls, how everyone is like wearing a mask and you don't really know who anyone is, and you just have to like guess based off of how they're dressed. That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's a cool idea. That's a cool idea. Like a real life wearables kind of thing, right? Where you have these. You choose different things. You pick your whole getup. Yeah, that'd be crazy.
and then we
You know what's really interesting, dude? Like, I don't know if you guys have been into like I wonder how the conference, like even the Miami one, I'm really curious to see like how it's gonna be. I think, I don't know, man, and like this is just me, right? Like I way rather like travel and like meet friends and like hang out. I feel like sometimes I used to go to a lot of like video game industry shit just because I had to go, kind of.
Mhm.
And it was weird, dude. It's a weird dynamic where you have like the speakers on stage, but it was more like a technical thing. It's like, oh, this is how I do this, or like this is how I use this software, or like the future of gaming, or whatever, And I feel like that creates like, I don't know, like I always had more fun at like the dinners and the parties and like when I'm just like hanging out with people, as opposed to be like, oh, dude, okay, you know me, Roger. I hate networking. Like networking for the sake of networking. Fuck that, dude. Like, it's the most boring stuff. I don't get like real friends from that. Like, I hate it, dude. So like every time that is like a networking thing, like just to go and be like, oh, you do this, me too. Nice to meet you. Let's be friends. Let's make something. I hate that. But if it's like hanging out, let's get some beers, let's have some dinner, let's talk about it, but like in a not forced way because I'm here and you're here. That's what I'm all about, dude. So like I feel like I wonder how like meetups and workshops and like conferences are gonna go, because even the word meetup to me sounds more fun than a conference in a way. Like there's like interesting things to see, like good stuff to learn, but when it comes to like, I don't know, I just much rather like hang out with people, get to know them better. What Ferro is saying is like, dude, I would rather go to like Seattle and like paint with you guys. That sounds like the best time to me, as opposed to like go and like, hey, so this is my drop on whatever, like this is what I'm doing. I hate that, dude. I'm so bad at that.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think I'd way just rather hang out with a bunch of my friends and have that like organic chemistry emerge than like a bunch of people on stage talking about their projects and stuff. That's
Yeah, dude. I'm
all day
yeah.
already, you know.
Yeah, exactly, dude. I just wanna hang out with my friends. That's all I wanna do, dude.
Same. And eat good food.
Exactly. Somewhere warm.
The nice thing is right now everywhere is warm, right? Like even New York's warm, but yeah, if something gets done in the fall winter time, then it's got to be a destination somewhere.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm not going anywhere below like 10 degrees. Nowhere near soon, dude.
Antarctica.
Honestly, that sounds kind of dumb though.
Right?
Yeah, like if it's some crazy environment, like seeing like the northern lights, I'm like, sign me up. But if it's like, hey, let's go to like New York in the winter, I'm like, nope, I'm good, man. I'll see you in 4 months, dude.
Yeah. Cold months are getting rough. We got lots of stuff going on. We got today. Odia says, by the way, NFT requirement to get on the whitelist for the event.
Ooh,
I think that's a good
absolutely.
suggestion. Euphoria in here. Damn beautiful people. What's up, man? And earlier I missed. We have Tommy Wilson says, "What a group! What's up, Tommy?"
Yeah. Hi,
And
Tommy.
Tom from Miami too.
Yeah.
Yes, Tommy Miami. And
Sorry.
Slade's Law says, "What up, boys?"
What up, Slade?
Good times. Good times. What else is going down? We should give a shout. I just want to give a quick shout out to Nick, who couldn't join us today, but Exulo. Just want to make sure he gets some love as well. Victor and Exulo. huge pairing this evening. So we got Exulo as well.
Let me get his
Yeah,
filter here. I'll take a picture of it.
Oh
Yeah, Exulo is fucking awesome, man. Like I tell you, like when we were talking before, like early on, like Exulo is one of those like names that, again, like I know, like we haven't talked much, but like we have talked like throughout the years, and I know how much, like how hard he works, how good he is, like how kind of like interesting the space he is, how interesting in art he is. Like I'm really like I'm really happy that he's like like involved with this, and like I'm a big fan for sure.
He is a good dude. Like, I've
Yeah,
never
exactly.
come away from an interaction with him where I feel less than like better than when I entered that interaction. I mean, he's just super positive, like bright. Yeah, I don't know. I have a lot of nice things to say about Nick, but also getting into his art, I have to say it was like early in the NFT exploration. Like Victor, I found you pretty early on and really got absorbed into like a number of different artists and kept expanding and expanding. And Exulo was someone who existed like on the periphery for me. Like I kind of knew he was there, but I never took the deep dive. And then all of a sudden, I took the deep dive. And he has a great body of work out there. Like a great body of work. He's done some insane collaborations with Dave Krugman. He has a couple different approaches to his artworks that, I don't know, it's grown on me in a huge way, in like a big way. The colors, the messaging, even the at least what I take from it, like to your point, Victor, kind of what does it mean to you? Like looking into his pieces, I get a depth to them, and boom, there you go.
Also that piece that he chose, like when I saw that piece, I'm like, that's so him. You know what I mean? It's like one of those things that I see it like from a mile away, and I'm like, yep, that's Exulo 100%.
Yeah.
Which is like kind of like the goal.
And he's got, and the 3D that came out of this one that's out there in the wild with the AR filter right now. It's such a cool one. I love that one. That was one of the first ones that I ever saw. That was one of the first ones that Dirk ever did as part of this project. And I saw that and I was like, I love this. Love this so much.
Yeah, it's so sick.
Yeah, that's super epic. Roger, you said something on Twitter a week or two ago about Exulo's art. You're like, this is like the third time I've like been like underestimated you or something like that.
Yeah.
I forget the exact wording, but I felt the same way because there's been like when I first saw his art, I was like, damn, this is crazy sick. Who is this guy? And then he posted something else at some point where I'm like, this is the same dude that did that last one. Like, his breadth of styles and like execution is really, really awesome. He's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve, I feel like.
Yeah, he's dope.
Color is remarkable. When you see it, it's like, oh, Exulo. I love it.
Yeah.
That's so true. And you know, Exulo had that release on Nifty Gateway where I feel like it's the thing that you could kind of trick someone to feel like, if you looked at it and you didn't know anything else, you could kind of trick someone to thinking that it was not necessarily someone different, but then you look at his super rare, right? And there's such cohesiveness. Like even if he's like portraying a landscape, or if he's portraying a character, or if he's portraying like something that's bursting out of the body, like there's a lot of that, like the skull is bursting out of the body or coming away from the skin. Like you can look at all that together with the same color palette and be like, Exulo.
Mm-hmm.
But then the cool thing is you can then go back to the Nifty Gateway release and see it with fresh eyes after deep diving all the rest of Nick's work, and then go back to Nifty Gateway. And to me, I'm just talking for myself. Then the nuances to me were like, Exulo. Like, okay. And you get it differently because it's not exactly the same color palette like those other artworks are, but then you could see the rest of it and some other attributes that tie it all together. So I don't know. I've really appreciated the journey through Exulo's work.
I love that you do that too, man. Like that you said, that's a huge thing that I feel like most people should do. Like when they're collectors, of course, but like everybody that is kind of like interested in art, I feel like, especially like not like in the last 6 months that so many artists have been exposed to so many new people that like they didn't know them before. I feel like it's so important to do exactly what you just said, right? It's like it's very easy to like see something for the first time and you're like, oh, whatever, and then you see another piece from the same artist a few years back and you're like, oh, that one's cool, I like this one better, right? But then when you see the evolution, when you see the progression, when you see kind of like what the artist has been trying to say in that gap that you missed, that there's so much like rich stuff in there. And I feel like I heard a lot of people being like, I mean, not anymore now, like nowadays, but like I remember like very early on, it was like, oh, I prefer early Victor Mosquera. And I was like, dude, have you seen anything else in between the one that you like and the one that you don't like? They're like, no. I'm like, well, that's your fault. You know what I mean? It's like it's so hard to like judge anything without context, and I feel like just like picking random stuff like that, it's just like so like arbitrary, and it just doesn't make sense to me. So like I feel like you saying that, like you doing that, is one of those things that I don't know. To me, it's like super important, especially like if you're a collector. Like for me, like I mean, for us, you know, it's like as an artist, if we collect something, I feel like it's easier for us because again, with Exulo, right? I've seen his work for years. Like, dude, I think I know the guy, like his work for like, I don't know, at least 7 years, something like that. Same with most people that I know right now in the space. You know, there's only like a few people that I met because of NFTs, but like most of the guys I know for like years and years now. And it just comes natural to me. But then when you see the new artists, that's when I'm like, oh, like this is why people kind of like judge things separately because they don't take the time to like dive into things, right? So I'm like, oh, I like this, and then I see another piece from the same guy, and I'm like, I don't know about this one. And then same thing, I go to a website, I go to their Instagram, I go to their Twitter, and like read what they think, see what they do, kind of explore the gap between those two pieces that I chose, and I'm like, oh, this makes so much sense now. So that's a huge thing, man. Like that's something that everybody should do, especially collectors, you know?
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually did that recently with you, Victor, because I'm mostly just familiar with your like newish style, and then I found some of your older work, your old concept work that was like just like a very beautiful environment painting.
No, thank you, dude.
This is the
Dude.
same guy. I was like,
Dude.
no way. And then I like
Dude.
looked between, and I was like, oh.
It was like midnight, and I was at home at my house, just like chilling, and I get Discord notifications, and you're like, dude, look at what Victor did, and you're showing me all your old concept work, and it was really cool to see.
Yeah, it's
And-
cool to see that evolution in your work, man.
It's
Oh,
awesome.
thank you, dude. And honestly, like it's like that's why it's so interesting, dude. Because like if you see that work, it's fucking crazy. Because like with that work, I learn how to make images, right? Like I learn how to like control values, control color, composition, everything. I learned with doing those works. But like if I see those works again, it's part of like my, I don't know. Speaking of legacy, it's part of my legacy, right? But when I see those works, the only thing that I think is like, oh man, like sick. Like I'm super proud of it, and I'm super happy that I did it. But that's me just trying to make a career, like a commercial career, right? And it was like a lot of those works is like, dude, literally like me, like picture me, like I don't know, like 19 years old in Colombia, trying to like leave Colombia and like trying to like get hired by like a company anywhere. I was like, yo, I'll fucking go anywhere, dude. I remember like before I moved to Canada, I almost went to the Netherlands to do the same thing that I was doing here, like work for like a video game company. So like those pieces is just me being like, I'm gonna get so fucking good at like painting things that I don't give a fuck, like spaceships and like guns and shit. I don't give a fuck, dude. Like I don't care about those kind of things. But it was like a really awesome exercise in like learning image making, right? Which is something that, dude, is super necessary. It's like if you see those things, like that was like my school. It's like that was literally my school. Like just like trying to figure out how to like make good images without nothing to say. And then if you see everything that I've been doing in the last, like half a decade, it's me being like, okay, cool. Like I literally achieved a lot of those goals, like moving out of Colombia, being in a place that feels like home, learning a new language, making some money, like all those things that I was like kind of like prioritizing. Once I did that, I was like, okay, I'm fucking like I did that, but I'm fucking empty now. Like my art is like void of like meaning, or like there's no reason behind it, right? And like that's why Roger knows I'm so kind of like crazy about like meaning and like purpose. That's why everything that I've been doing in the last 5 years is like, again, not everything has to be like crazy. Like not every piece is like the piece of my life, right? But like everything, if I'm making something, like if you say something, if you speak words, you're just not saying random shit, right? Like you want to say something, even if it's something not important. Even if you're like, yo, did you watch the TV show last night? That was sick, right? Yeah, sick. That like is not the same as like, hey man, I'm struggling. Can you help me? Like those two are like very different things. This is like a really serious shit, important stuff, and this is like, hey, do you watch a TV show? Like, who cares? But they're both make sense. It's like this is like, hey, let's hang out, let's have a conversation, and this is like, hey, I need a friend. Like, let's talk, right? But you're saying something. You're just not saying random words. So like, I feel like if you do something that is just fucking random, dude, why are you saying like why are you doing this, right? So like, I feel like Roger knows me very well. Like that's why either I'm saying something like super meaningful or I'm saying some bullshit, but I'm still saying something. That's kind of like in the back of my mind every time that I do something, and that's kind of like been my, like the last half a decade of my career has been kind of like diving deep into that.
Yeah, that's a really cool way to put it, man. Yeah, I think the whole industry of gaming and all that stuff has produced a lot of really, really visually appealing art, but it has like a lack of substance. The artists themselves aren't saying what they want to say, and I think that's a really beautiful way to put that, man.
Yeah, and dude, honestly, it's kind of like, I mean, it's not a shame, dude, but like I know a lot of people who are very good, like talking about skills, they're very good, but they have nothing to say, and not in a bad way. Like I actually know friends of mine that they're like, yo, I don't want to work. Like I remember like when I was trying to like leave my job and everything, I was like, dude, I have so much shit to say that I just need this. Like I need to do this for the better, for the worse. Like, dude, for the first 2 years after I quit, I think I made like, I don't know, like way less than what I was making at the company, right? Mm-hmm. So if you see it from like a fucking like economical point of view, which is what a lot of people think about, it was the worst decision of my life. I was like, dude, like, am I making less? Like, I even had like close friends of mine being like, yo, you fucked up, dude. But I was so happy, dude. I was like, yo, I was like lucky enough that I could save some money, so I wasn't like struggling or anything. So I was like comfortable, but I just needed to do it, right? And then there's a lot of people who were like, yo, I couldn't leave this job because I don't have something to say. I just like to paint and I just like to do things for people, and I actually really enjoy realizing somebody else's visions. That's completely different and it's totally valid. And there's a lot of people like that, right? So I feel like that industry created a lot of that. Again, not in a bad way, but you find a lot of that in those industries. Not only video games, like movies is the same thing. Bunch of like design careers are the same thing. So I feel like, dude, honestly to be an artist, and like that's why I have so much respect for you guys and so much respect for like most of the artists that I'm friends with, is because it takes fucking balls to be an artist, dude. Like, it's the hardest fucking thing to do, man. And like, I mean, art is hard. Like, making images is fucking hard. It's super enjoyable, but it's not easy, right? And then on top of that, I don't know. There's like a lot of risk, a lot of like, you have to like really deep down and like dive deep in yourself and kind of like think about like, again, like these questions of like, why am I doing this? Why am I gonna do this instead of this, right? Like, there's so much thinking going on that it's not like a normal like, oh, it's 9, okay, I'm gonna go to my job and then do some bullshit and then come back. Dude, it literally takes every day. I don't know if this happens to you guys. Like, I know I've been talking to like, friends like Misha, Fred, Euphoria. Like, I'm sure a bunch of you guys can relate to this thing, but it's like, I'm a little bit better now at that. But like, for years and years, like if I'm watching a movie, I'm looking at the screen, but I'm not watching the movie. Like my brain is somewhere else, being like, I need to do this and I need to do that, and like I need to learn how to do this. Fucking hands are difficult to draw, so I need to learn how to draw hands. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much shit that it's like a full-time job, literally. Like, you don't leave at 6 p.m. You don't leave at 5 p.m. The job, that becomes your life. And like, everything that you see, like, if you're like on a hike and you're like, oh, that's so fucking, on a Sunday at fucking 1 p.m. and you see something like beautiful, you're like, oh shit, I have an idea. Like, I need to do this. Like, you never leave the job, right? So honestly, that's why I have so much like love and respect for like not only like the community, but like a bunch of the artists that I personally know, because I know how hard they work, and because I can relate to their experience, and because I really enjoy what they do. So much fucking love and respect for like the community of artists in general, dude. It's fucking insane.
What a bold thing it is to, like, when you have something to say, to really say it, like full on go out there and show it to the world. It's scary, but how
Dude.
rewarding is it to like when people connect and they DM you and tell you like how that touched them? Like that's the best feeling in the world.
That's what it's about, man. And like, dude, like I feel like you like I again, everybody has different things to say, and everybody have different ways of saying it, right? So it's like everybody has like a different dialect, everybody has like a different accent to their work, you know, like everybody has like a very specific thing. And like I remember, dude, like you, like Victor, like the first time I saw you was like because of NFTs, right? And it's like again, like talking about like people that I remember like, dude, you know what's crazy? I remember like a year ago thinking like, well, that's it. Like I literally know every art. I haven't discovered anything in a while that I'm like, wow, dude, what the fuck, right? So like I remember being like with NFTs, I started like seeing new people that I was like, dude, where the fuck was this guy all the time? Like I literally thought that there was like no people left like making crazy stuff. And like, I know that people improve and like I know that there's people that come all the time and like younger people and everything. But it has been a while since I was like literally like exposed to like not only the people like you, like a bunch of artists, younger artists making like new shit. That's so fucking exciting to me because like it feels like it shakes the water a little bit, right? In like a very good way, dude. And like I remember like the first thing that I was like, there's something special on this work without knowing who you were, without knowing how old you were, without knowing nothing about you. I remember seeing like the things that you started writing on the pieces. And like dude, to me that was like, wait, there's fucking letters in there, like, and I was like, dude, and then I was like reading stuff, and I was like, this is fucking crazy because again, it takes balls to say something like that, and like, it takes like a lot of courage to be, you know, like not afraid to be judged, not afraid to kind of like open up. Like I feel like people, I don't know, a lot of people are really scared of like being honest and like opening up. You're like the opposite of that, and like. You might be nervous or whatever, but like when you see your work, that's like the one thing to me that I was like, wow, dude, this is like brave as fuck. Like that's kind of like the word that I would use to describe your work, dude, for real.
What the heck? I wasn't expecting that sweetness. Thank you so much. Wow.
No, dude, it's and dude, again, it's like it comes back to like the community again because like I see your stuff, I see Parrot stuff, I see even Roger making like this happen, you know, like making these projects, this live stream, connecting us together. That's literally what this is all about. Like, that's why, again, I say I'd rather hang out with friends. I'd rather kind of like make real connections that I know that, dude, I know that the day that I'm like talking to Roger about something that is not NFTs at all, I know he's going to be like, yeah, dude, let's fucking talk about it, right? Like, that's what it's about to me.
I can't wait, man. Whenever that is, whenever we have a few beers, wherever, on destination, location, whatever.
Dude. You're gonna regret giving me beers, dude. Ask Fred, man. I get so annoying, dude. Dude, you'll see. But yeah, honestly, we need to happen. We need to make it happen really soon, dude, for real.
You know, speaking of words, right? Like just to double down what you said, like Fewo, I feel the same way. Like hearing Victor speak about your work is like I remember. It takes me back. It's like a time machine back to last like summer, fall. Observing what you were doing and like seeing what you were putting out there, the bravery. It's, you know, something that was said earlier, Parrot, I think you said this. It was like there's some artwork that doesn't have anything behind it. Like, you know, it's beautiful. It can be really aesthetically pleasing to look at, but like underneath, there's no depth. Like the substance, like that context is lost, right? It was just that the special delivery over there. It lacks the depth, it lacks the story, it lacks the context. But yeah, so like Fewo, seeing your work for the first and the second and the third and the fourth time and witnessing a piece of that evolution, it was like there's depth here. Like it's both aesthetically pleasing, unique, different, but there's such I can't even verbalize it properly. It's got it. It's just got it. It's there. You know, it's connected, right? Everything connected.
Yeah,
That's
there you go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Dude, but honestly, dude, it's like everything. I remember like talking to Parrot, I don't know, like a few months, like some months ago actually, dude. And he's like seeing even like stuff like seeing how you improved. Because like honestly, I feel like even like art-wise, like if you see like your older stuff to like the stuff that you're doing now, it's like what the fuck happened here, dude? and then kind of talking to you about like your background, your story, and kind of how you have been improving like not only your art but like your life in general. Dude, that's so fucking inspiring to me, dude. And like that's that's kind of like what this is all about, you know? It's like that's kind of like the thing that I'm interested in is those things that literally like kick you in the ass and like make you be like more productive, more inspired, more positive, and like it's crazy that kind of like this happened right now, and like that's kind of what I was saying to you, Roger, about like this project being a capsule of all that, dude. Like it goes beyond, you know, like oh, this is the art and this is the sculpture, which is sick already. But then there's so much more like layers to it, you know. It's like there's like literally a moment in time in history, and then that moment in time in history has so much like build up energy from like again people like Pharaoh, people like Parrot, like everybody in the project, like everybody has like like an origin story, right? And like every origin story has like so much pain, so much joy, so much sacrifice, so much everything like involved in it that it literally feels like a capsule of like energy in time, as cheesy as it sounds, you know.
Yeah, it's all about like, the context here, you know. It's everything that surrounds the art and the people that surround the art, and it's a beautiful moment in time. I'm glad we're all here together after it.
It's fucking awesome.
You know what hit me the other day? Just the everything connected phrase. Victor, I don't know if you ended up zooming in or not, but Malavita, you know, her her artwork, right? Like you kind of walk up to the artwork, and if you're far enough away, there's like a particular distance where you might be like, wait, what? Like I almost had the first time I ever saw it, I was like, is that like an error message in there? You know? And then you get closer and you're like, oh, and it's the Gemini and then everything connected. And I remember that day walking up to it super close to the wall, like gazing at it, deciphering it, like reading it, and it just hit me. I thought about you, Victor. I thought about like everything connected, thought about the family, but it just kind of all came crashing over it when I saw those words.
Dude, and like honestly, it's like that's why it feels so special too. Is like again, like Alicia, like Malavida is like somebody that I know forever. I actually saw like not the piece before, but like I know that she did that concept before, and like we talk about like I know she's crazy about like crazy involved in like healing and like the concept of healing. Like that's something that's huge to me too. So when I don't know, like again, like it's one of those things that's why I replied to your thing, like, oh, I fucking love everything that she does because, again, like I'm a fan. It's like I'm not, dude. You won't see me out there kind of like promoting people that I don't love because everybody that I really enjoy is like that's how it started. It's like, hey, I love your work because it's saying something to me. Like if I love somebody, it's because you know like there's something that resonates with me, and if I love somebody's work, which is how a lot of these relationships started, like with Misha, with Madu, with Euphoria, with Mala, with you guys, with most people that I know, like it happened in like a very organic way because again, the icebreaker is not like, hey, I'm so and so, and this is my portfolio, this is my website. Literally, the icebreaker is like, this is my work, this is what I'm saying with my work, and that's a conversation, dude. So it's like, if I see something, I enjoy it. Literally, we're talking through art, and then we ended up talking like, you know, like words afterwards. And then you can see that he's like a beautiful person behind it, or like a super nice, you know, like human being, and like that's kind of like how it happens, you know. So everything with Alicia, same thing. I know her for years. I actually met her like in Montreal like a few years ago, like 2 years ago or something like that. So like, dude, yeah, like that's why again like the family wave is like very very like the name is like very appropriate. Like I know all these guys for forever, and I really enjoy what they're saying with their work, you know. Except for it, but yeah. You know,
Fewo, you shouted out Blake's original the other day. Yesterday, right? Or 2 days ago.
I was yelling about it. It's so beautiful. It's so pretty. I was on Twitter and it was like I don't like reading, so like there was so much words, and I was like, Twitter. I want to look at pictures. And then the first thing I saw was Blake Catherine's work, and I was like, oh my god, this is so beautiful. The colors, the lighting, the background, how it's like moving a little bit. I was stunned, and I don't know, I just love their work, so I wanted to yell about it.
Parrot, can you put the audio on that? Because when her bid, she got a bid today, and when the bid came in, I like clicked the audio and got lost in it for like 2 or 3 loops.
Can you hear the audio?
Yeah.
It was just like a whole nother layer to it in the moment.
No, she's amazing. She's an amazing artist, dude.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It reminds me of like a new, like a Renaissance painting, like just like a new take, like the pose, like I love it.
That's true, yeah.
Super cool. By the way, over here, Odious says tranquil. And also, Odious had a comment earlier that we got to bring up because it's pretty deep. Odious said, when you're not saying something, your subconscious is.
Ooh.
And so, Victor Mosquera, that ties back to what you were saying before about saying something versus saying something random.
Dude, I tell you, you know what that made me thought about? When you were talking about like my old work, dude, like I would never be like, yo, I need money. I want to get away from Colombia. I want to do this and that, right? But my subconscious was. So if you see my old work, that's what it is. It's like, yo, hire me, please. You know what I mean? It's like,
Whoa.
so I would never say that. Like, I would never be like, yo, this is like hire me stuff. Dude, probably like at the moment I was like, this is so badass, and it's probably like a universe that I'm building or whatever the fuck what I was saying. But like, literally, my subconscious was probably like, can you hire me? Can you like, you know what I mean? Like all those things. So it's like, that's why I feel like, dude, even okay. I saw something on Twitter today that Bill posted. I don't know if you saw it, of like people kind of like copying stuff or like ripping up stuff or everything.
Yeah.
That says so, dude. That says something too, and that goes about like the subconscious thing. When I see people either appropriating people's styles or straight up copying stuff or whatever, that's also like a very loud loud way for the subconscious of saying like, I just want attention, and this gets attention, so I need attention, right? No matter what the cost is. So I agree with what Audie said. Everything, dude, you can tell so many things about art, and like it doesn't have to be like deep as like, you know, a lot of people hate when it's like when people go about like, you know, there's a cube and people are like, oh, this is the meaning of society and the layers of like how humankind, yeah, like anybody can kind of do that. But then even like minimal stuff like that, you can literally like tell what people are thinking when they make something. Not even art, when they make a song, when they make an interview, when they write something, when they draw something. Like everything that you do kind of like say something about yourself, even if it's like, I'm bored, so I doodle this while I was on the phone. You know what I mean? Everything, like you can tell like things like that. So that's very awesome that Audio said that, because it's so true, man. It's kind of like a putting on like a detective hat. You kind of like trying to figure out what people are trying to say, dude.
Yeah. Philo, can I ask you about an artwork?
Oh yeah.
So like just hearing that whole conversation about like saying things, and there's such rich messaging in it, but it's the or a. It's the day I decided to fly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can you talk about that one for like 30 seconds?
So, when I lived with my family, it was like this struggle where my mom was like, I want you to be a doctor, I want you to be a lawyer, you're never going to do art, it's ugly, I hate it, you're never going to be successful. And so I would hear that, and part of me was like, well, in a way, like, being a lawyer would be stable, I'm in all the best classes in my school, I should pursue school. And I would hear that all the time, so I started to think, maybe it's true, like, I don't know, I like my art, but no one's really seeing it right now. So should I just like not do it? I don't know what to do. And it would hurt me all the time. I'd cry about it. And I don't know. I got to a point where I was like, no, I need to follow my heart. I need to follow my dreams. And so the piece is, I chose to fly regardless of what anyone told me. I decided to. You didn't tell me to. No one told me to. I did. And it's important that you believe in yourself versus anyone else. And then the whole piece is just like an astronaut flying away. And it's like my family being like, you can't fly, you can't do that. But the astronaut's like, I don't care, I'm gonna fly away, I'm gonna do what I want to do. But in the piece, I say, take care, my friend, because in pursuit of greatness and achieving my dreams, I don't want to burn out, and I don't want to let my mental health suffer because I went on this quest alone. So it's like, follow your dreams, but be careful. Don't like hurt yourself too much, and just be safe. But don't let anyone be mean to you. So yeah, that's the piece.
That's so sick.
I love that. That's a
Dude, it's crazy. Again, it's like that literally. That that you said right there is kind of like what I was literally talking about your work earlier, and it's crazy that you're so aware of like even like that little thing of like take care of my friend because like I don't know if anybody here in the chat like you Farrell maybe can relate. It's one of those things that how old are you, Farrell, again?
I'm 18.
Dude, when I was 18, I wasn't aware of that kind of stuff, and I like it happened to me. I know like a lot of people who that thing happened to them, and it's like you're so hungry and like it might seem positive because you're so inspired by art, like you love it so much, and that's all you want to do, and like that's your life and everything. But I and like a bunch of people that I know, there was no awareness of like how harmful can it be to like pursue, you know, like a career, a dream, anything actually. Like if you do something too much, anything is fucking dangerous, right? Like because you're like, even if it's something super healthy, like if you're obsessed with going to the gym, like to a point that it's like not healthy, like, yeah, you're gonna be healthy in your body, but like maybe your relationships suffer, or maybe your job suffer. You know what I mean? Like everything's about balance, right? And like even the fact that you're so young and aware of that thing, because like trust me, most people were like, I'm just gonna get this 24 hours, no grind, let's go, let's get it. That's crazy that you're talking about like, yeah, I'm going for this, but I'm also taking care of myself on the way to get those dreams. That's fucking crazy.
Thank you.
And dude, yeah, like we always remember that shit because like most people that I know, like take care of your brain, dude. Most people that I know are so hungry for shit that they don't take time for doing that kind of shit. And like even now, dude, like even in the last 6 months, like I've seen people who are like, including me, they're like, oh yeah, like lately I've been taking care of myself and like doing this and that, but then when something so exciting like NFTs come into the surface, everybody's like, yeah, fuck me, I'll sleep when I'm dead, and everybody's kind of like so inspired that everybody's working so much, but at the same time it's not good. Like I feel like it's crazy that you're already like it's so mature of you already that you're talking about, you know, like taking care of yourself while being so early in your kind of like journey. You know, that's crazy.
Thank you.
self-awareness, powerful thing.
Yeah.
I actually have to dip out right now, but this was so fun.
This is the best.
Yeah,
Double Victor, 2 for 2 Victor.
Yeah, let's go, man. Buy one, get two, dude.
on the way out, Fewo, J. Pierce Art says, "This is why you shine, Fewo." And today,
thank you so much.
And today, Odia says, "How good was it meeting fellow astronauts, though? Like everything you've ever dreamed of came true, and then you met your people along the way."
Yeah.
That's so true. I love you, Odious. I love all of you. Okay, I gotta go now.
Bye, dude. Good to see you, dude. Yeah, that's awesome, man. And dude, like same with Parrot, same with you, Roger. Like talking about everybody's kind of like journey. I know that everybody kind of like went through some shit. Everybody sacrificed a bunch of stuff, relationship, friendships, health, whatever you want to call it. Like there's so much like, you know, there's so much that goes into like making something happen. There's so much that goes into like maybe, I don't know, turning one life around or like improving, evolving, learning. Like there's so much shit going on that I don't know. I just feel like everybody who's building something, everybody who's being like creative in a positive way, and everybody who's trying to improve, you know, like their lives, and in this case, like the community, mad respect, because that takes, you know, like a lot of time, a lot of energy, and like a lot of like kind of like conviction and dedication too, man. It's just really beautiful to see that like in real time, you know.
For real, you know, someone said, a friend, Andrew, shout out Andrew, said this, and it really resonated with me. He said, you know, birthing something, right? Whether that be an intense piece of artwork or a particularly meaningful piece of artwork, whether it be a concept, a business, like whatever. If you're birthing something and putting your whole self into it, the phrase was a pound of flesh. Like it takes a pound of flesh from you. There's a sacrifice. There's a transition made. There's a taking a piece of self and putting it into the thing that is being like with whole heart and soul. And Victor, you talked about it, and it was washing over, like you said, on the hike, you know, you have the idea and it spins back. And in a moment when you're trying to relax, you're thinking about X, Y, or Z. Like that's real. That's real. When there's that
very real.
Very real. When there's that deep care and passion to put something forth and evolve that thing and give that thing over to someone, to a group, to the world, like whatever it may be, it's a real pound of flesh. It's like a trade. It's a trade. And it's a pretty brave one at the end of the day. So maximum respect to both of you, to Fewo, to anybody who's doing that, going through the creative process and putting it out there. It's a brave thing.
You're doing it too, man. Like honestly, like what I again I said, like I feel like you're so good at like putting people on and like kind of like shining the spotlight on them that I feel like not enough people do it with you. And it's, dude, I've been telling you this whole time, especially with the artifact thing. It's fucking crazy, man. Because like, again, one, it is creative, but like a lot of people confused, not confused, but like a lot of people are like, oh, you're making art? Wow, that's crazy. You're making a podcast? Cool, but like it's not the same. You're making a podcast about the artist, right? It's like, dude, fuck no. Like it takes so much fucking like, again, like energy, time. You have to be smart about it. You have to be genuine about it. That's the other thing, dude. Like I told you, like that's one of the first things that I talked to you when we first started talking. I was like, dude, anything that you do, I'm like, yep, 100%, because I know how real you are, and I can feel it and I can see it, and that's not easy to have. That's not easy to kind of like find in life, right? So it's like, sure, like artists make a bunch of sacrifices, but hey, man, like even I've seen you how hard you've been working in the Artifacts project, and it's like, yeah, but we did it together. I'm like, sure, but dude, like you've done so much work that, trust me, like I haven't like, one thing is like creating a work of art inspired by something that you said, or like trying to find something that fits the project or something like that. But kind of like putting everything together, bringing everybody together, dude. You know how hard it is to put people in the same page? Have you ever tried to go to a restaurant with more than 5 people? It's impossible, dude. So now try to like now try to like coordinate literally waves of artists. Insane, like absolutely insane. You are an absolute legend, dude. And I fucking, I tell you, like, I love you so much. I love what you do so much, and you are one of the best people that I know in this space. And like, mad shout out to you, because I feel like not enough people have been giving you the highlight, just because you've been highlighting people so much, dude. Like, mad respect to you, man.
Amen.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. It's the fun thing for me right now is the whole thing started thinking ahead, right? Trying to think ahead. You could be wrong. You could be dead wrong. There's no one's like, right? But trying to think ahead to the wash of noise and craziness that was coming into the space. The fun thing right now is still to look ahead. It's like trying to, like, everything that we do, trying to build on the behalf of something that will be there. That's fun, because it's, no matter what happens in the short term, no matter what, if you're able to look there and see it through and carry it through, it's a pretty special thing,
dude. And it's, I feel like you're the same way how we are about art. It's like, I remember talking to you on vacation, and you were like, yeah, I'm on vacation, but not really. Or like, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah. It's the same amount of energy, and it's the same amount of like, you need it. Like, I feel like I dude, even without talking about it with Parrot, for example, or with anybody of the artists, I know that we will be doing the same thing, like art in this case. If NFTs wasn't a thing, like NFTs was something like that, it was like sprinkled in like our lives, and we're like, oh yeah, it tastes fucking amazing, like let's go. But like, everybody would be doing the same things with the same intentions, regardless of this, right? So I feel like it's something that you need to do, and it's something that I for sure need to do it, like for my life, right? Again, it's like, that's how I process things. That's how I communicate with people. That's how I kind of like talk about things that I cannot talk with words, because I just don't know how to. And like, it's something that you need to do, even if it takes a lot of energy, a lot of effort, a lot of sacrifice. It's not like I'm like, like, something that you don't want to do, but you have to do it. You're like, oh, I need to work hard because it's like the guy who enjoys going to the gym. It's like, yeah, it's a pain in the ass probably, like he loves it, right? It's the same thing for us. Like, I would be doing this regardless of any outcome or any like, like reward or whatever, So I feel like it's the same for you. Like, you would be doing like community work, you bringing people together, even if this wasn't a thing. It's just like the things that the stars kind of like align perfectly for like this to happen in this context. But I feel like everybody with the right intentions would be doing exactly the same thing with the same intentions with other stuff,
It's true. That's interesting. So it's like the magnet. It's like the magnet, like the magnetic force. Like it's just there. Like you can't ignore it. It just pulls you. It compels you to do something. Yeah, it's a pretty powerful thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, man, I think we kept you a little overtime.
Dude, okay. First of all, you know that I can talk forever. Wait until you give me beers, dude. I'm not gonna shut up for like the entire day. Wait for it, dude. But
No,
dude,
so-
you know, like, go ahead.
Parrot, we've been able to hang in person and actually have beers together now.
Yep, that's true. And we'll do it again next
Oh
week.
shit!
Yeah. So Victor, when we can loop you into the fun.
Oh my God. So much FOMO, dude. I just want to be there now, dude. Don't do this to me, dude. Everybody's like, yeah, we're gonna meet each other. We're going to Miami conference, and I'm here with Fred, dude. Fuck.
Wah.
No, that's
Man.
awesome, man. Honestly, you know that I fucking love coming here every time. I feel like at this point, I know you both like, you know, like it's always like a good conversation. So I'm always down to do this, man. I really love being here.
Likewise, man. And on that note, Levitate in here saying, man, I love Victor's energy. Super entertaining listening to him riff, and his outlook on art is wonderful.
Oh, thank you, man. Let's get some beers, and then I'll riff for 10 hours straight, dude.
We have a whiskey roundtable with Victor and Bill Ellis again.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Bring you in here.
Bill's coming back. We've been talking about that for a long time, doing another whiskey roundtable. So, so whenever, wherever.
I'm down, dude.
All right, everybody. I think we did it.
Right. Good sesh, guys.
All right, my boys.
Much love, Victor. Thanks for joining us.
No, dude, thanks for having me always, dude. I hope for real that we can actually like meet pretty soon. Probably, dude. Honestly, Seattle is like destination number one, so probably I'm gonna be meeting you first. I can't wait, dude. Let's ruin some canvases together, dude.
Yeah, that sounds super fun, man.
Let's do it, dude.
Yeah, as soon as possible.
Down.
And Roger, you're just gonna have to fly out here, so
I'm in. I'll do it. No problem. No problem. Just tell me. Just say when. I'll be there. I owe you a West Coast trip for sure, Parrot.
Let's go.
Return the favor. I'm there. Good stuff, guys. Victor, see you at 7 p.m.
All right, man. Thank you guys so much. I fucking love you. Thank you for everything.
Much love, everybody. Goodbye.